Hi, my name's Sarah and I'm a third year law student at Churchill College.
Hello, my name is David Kachturov. I'm going into third year doing computer science here at Churchill College.
Hello, I'm Thea and I've been at Churchill for about 3 years now. So I've been doing natural sciences and I'm sticking around next year to do a master's in sort of computational biology stuff, so fairly obviously I like it here.
What I really like about Churchill College is that it's come to feel like a home away from home. And it is definitely one of the colleges that is open and friendly and welcoming, and the people I've met here are a real testament to that reputation.
When I was applying to Churchill a couple of years ago, I think one of the main driving factors behind my choice of college was a number of reasons. So the community of Churchill. So when I came here for an open day, I think everyone was really friendly and welcoming and open. Other than that, the academic reputation of Churchill also attracted me quite a lot. So to be frank, when one of the main driving factors behind choosing the college was just going to the computer science department and asking a few students what they thought the best college for computer science was. And I think the most common answer was Churchill, so as soon as I heard that, I went over here and checked it out, and I just really enjoyed it.
I ended up applying to Churchill for a couple of different reasons. I think it was partly the location. It's an advantage, I think, to be a little bit out of the center of things, especially in tourist season. And I think part of the other reason that I applied here was, I'm not sure if you can see behind me, but it's very green. And especially as a biology student, I really liked how much sort of there was in Churchill in terms of plants and wildlife and stuff, like foxes, badgers, lots of ducks. And there's even an orchid garden that belongs to the college. So those were some of my initial thoughts when I got to the college for open days and things.
I personally think one of the selling points of Churchill is that it is just that slightly bit out of the city centre. For me, I spend most of my day at Sidgwick site, and being able to sort of have that 10-minute walk home really creates a work-life balance that I think is really important in a place like Cambridge.
I think a common myth about Churchill is that it's really far away from town. I think you'll find that the majority of students here have bicycles, and if not, there's a bus stop right outside college, which makes getting to town a breeze. So for my department specifically, and for the physics department, you can get quite close. It's really close to college, so it's literally a 5-minute walk. It's not even worth getting on your bike. But if you want to go out to town to see some friends or go shopping or something like that, then it's no more than a 10-minute cycle or so.
A main factor that decided me to come to Churchill was what people sort of describe as the feel of the college. Like it is a very friendly college. I know everyone says that, but it is a very friendly college. And it does feel very inclusive. Like I've always felt welcome here, and I think especially coming to Cambridge from state schools, that's been quite an important thing for me. The reason I considered Churchill in the first place, the reason it was even on my radar, was that I went to a talk on women in science, and the talk was given by the Master of Churchill, and she was just really inspiring. Like it was the first moment that I thought, yeah, actually I can pursue doing science, and I can do that at Cambridge. I don't see any reason why not. And obviously, nothing's happened since that's changed my mind. Like my time at Churchill, I think the students and staff here have all just been really supportive, like academically, but also personally. Can you tell that I like it here?
The location and the grounds of Churchill as well. So at the time I got told that Churchill has one of the largest campuses in Cambridge amongst all of the colleges. So I think it's around 42 acres or so. So that means we have our very own football fields, and we have an on-site gym, which has quite a lot of equipment. We have cricket fields and rugby pitches and stuff. So that was quite nice. And ultimately, I think I just walked around, and when I thought about what the view out of my window would look like. I just really enjoyed that.
The bay windows are definitely a massive selling point. One of the rooms I had over my time here has had a really sort of beautiful view of the green spaces at Churchill, and you can walk on the grass here, so it's a really nice spot to picnic in the summer or just to stroll around. And I think just having that open space has really given me sort of like a space to socialise with my friends, and also just a nice place to hang out in my time here.
I guess probably an obvious difference that most people notice when they come here is the architecture though. It does look like it was built in Minecraft, I will be honest, but it honestly grows on you, that simplicity, especially because once you've been in Cambridge for a while, you kind of get your fill of all the chapels and stuff in the centre of Cambridge. And I think the sort of look of the college speaks a lot to its accessibility. But if I had to describe Churchill in a word, I would probably say it's unpretentious, like actively and just completely very unpretentious. And since when you're at Cambridge, your college is kind of your home, I think having that level of comfort with it is just really important, or at least that's how it's been for me.
One of the really great things about Churchill College is that you can get involved in a lot of clubs and societies within the college, and those clubs and societies are open really to people across all different levels, so you can start something completely from scratch or carry on doing something that you've previously done before, and that is such a great way to meet people.
So when I first came to Churchill, I didn't really have any sport that I was good at or that I was particularly interested in. But then we had a freshers squash, which is basically a fancy lingo for an event organized by the current clubs and societies of college, both sporting and otherwise, where they just try to attract as many freshers as possible. And one of the societies that caught my eye was rowing, actually. So as I later found out, rowing is a big part of the Cambridge culture in general. And I just really enjoyed the process of learning, and the community around rowing is really friendly and helpful, and it really helped me, I guess, stay a bit sane throughout all the studies. So that definitely helped.
I really like the community here. I really enjoyed that. Like, I recommend at Churchill just getting involved with as much stuff as takes your fancy. Like, I've done a couple of different societies. I've been to ArtSoc, I was in the chapel choir, I've been the secretary for the Churchill Music Society. And there's also, I'd say, a lot of scope for, like, if there's something you like doing, there's a lot of scope here for finding people who like it and just setting something up yourself. Like, I've done D&D groups, philosophy clubs, group gym sessions, like, all of that stuff is good. You'll find someone to do it with.
Other than sporting, there's also quite a lot of societies. So I recently learned there's a gardening society where people grow their own vegetables here, which is quite cool, yeah. I think there's a chess and board game society as well. There's cricket, football, rugby, lacrosse, just I think anything you can really think of. And so if you have any extracurricular activities that you're interested in, you can definitely find a society that you can join, or if not, you can always set up your own society. Like, nothing stopping you from doing that as well.
You might be looking for good company on a particular day, and another day you might just be looking for some quality time alone. But whichever of those things you're looking for, you'll probably find it at Churchill, which sounds cliche, but nonetheless has been my experience. There's been movie nights with friends, obviously, as you do, and there's also been, I remember in first year, hide and seek games in library revision breaks, which was our approach to de-stressing. And then if you can stand to get up really early, there's the sunrise in summer over the West Cambridge site is stunning. But equally, I've spent November evenings building snowmen on the Churchill sports field. So I guess what I'm saying is you'll probably make a lot of memories here, and that's a good thing.
One other thing that really stands out about Churchill, I think, once you get here, is the really good relationship that students have with staff, as well as the postgraduate students, as in coming from an undergraduate perspective. So I think both the staff and the older students are really respectful towards the undergrads, and I think there's a really good communication, a lot of back and forth between the college on issues or things we want to discuss or improve. So recently there's been a really big drive to improve the JCR, which is the Junior Common Room. So it's the kind of society that all undergrads are part of. There's been a drive to get a proper JCR club room going, and college has been really supportive, communicative about that. So I think that's one thing that really stands out. Plus all the porters are really friendly.
One of my friends graduated this year, and she was initially really sad at the thought that she was leaving. And then I pointed out that now that she's graduated, she's an alumna, right? She's one of the alumni. And as part of that, you know, she's welcome back anytime. And as I put it, that Churchill now, basically like Hogwarts, is kind of always there to welcome her home, which we agreed was extremely cheesy and a terrible thing to say, but was also kind of true. I guess that actually kind of sums up my sort of the general thing I'm trying to convey about my time at Churchill, which is that it's kind of like a family, which, oh God, that sounds very cheesy, but I think that's also fair. Like the students and the staff and the ducks, they all make up Churchill. You can't have one without another part of it.